welcome. Hey Daniel, welcome buddy. Got 4 people in now, so getting a few more as time goes on. We're still about 10 minutes before class, so I'm just gonna hang out. If you guys have anything you need to say, you can spam me down there. I'm just getting things ready for class. I'm just gonna grab my textbook too, so I'll be 1 sec. Hey Jerry. Welcome buddy, welcome. I own a textbook now. Sorry, those of you that are just popping in here, I'm being distracted. We got Ben says, I wanted to remind you to take a shower, get settled on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'll admit I'm a little confused. Whoa, okay, I've got some. Ben, you're messing with me. Hey, Paula, welcome. Sorry, Jerry, that was my noise. My bad. We're just waiting a few minutes, so if you're popping in, that's great. Say hello. I am... thanks, Crystal. Nice to see you. I'll open attendance and try and catch people as they're coming in. You're hoping it was you so you can have a new computer. Well, that's nice. I don't think I saw Liam yet. I just saw Daniel. So Daniel, Jerry, Ben. It's crazy that I'm getting to know your guys' like weird names on here. That's what I'm going to call you when we're like actually back in class. I'm going to be like, yo, MDZZ. Weird emoji table flip. I'm going to call Ben some white kid K. That actually probably is not okay. I probably can't call him that. Huey's here. Paula is here. Welcome, Paula. Crystal's here. Logan is here. Welcome, Logan. So Liam, what did I did on my weekend is hang out with Dev's GF and play poker with Ben. Whoa. First of all, gambling. Second of all, awful distancing. Daffy, I missed you too, bro. Nice to see you. Welcome back. How's the weekend? I'm going to cough, but no one judge me. Okay, you can judge me. Welcome, Zoe. Zoe's here. Liam didn't have any luck in poker. Oh, you didn't use real money? That's cool then. Welcome, Bassett. Zoe, where's your name on the attendance? Oh, there you are. Sorry, Bassett was here. Daffy's here. Awesome. So good to see you guys again. Liam and Daniel, you guys did the same thing. Hey, Cam, welcome. Hey, Wendy, welcome. Wendy's here. Where is she? There she is. Cam is right there. Perfect. You only won one game. Pathetic. Basta, tell your brother to wake up. You know what song that is. I don't even think those are the right words, to be honest. Actually, yo, here's my new question. Post a video link here on something that made y'all laugh this weekend. I could use a laugh. All right, we're close to 10:15 here, so we're gonna get started soon. Go to max volume. I'm gonna. Oh, Cam. No, I did not practice my beatboxing. Another disappointing fact is that I also didn't read the book because I couldn't remember the name of the book that you told me to read. So I'm kind of the worst. I should open up a new tab. If you remind me the name of the book, I'll open up a new tab. All I remember it was like that free thing. Here, this is kind of dumb, but I'll show you guys what made me laugh this weekend. It's called After on Wattpad. Thank you. I remember that now. Batten is here. Awesome. Batten is here. Thanks, Cam. I'm gonna add a new tab after Wattpad. Wait, there's a movie? Tessa Young is an 18-year-old college student with a simple life, excellent grades, and a sweet boyfriend. She has things planned out ahead of time until it cut off. Until what? Tell me what happens. Oh my gosh, this does not look PG at all. Until she meets a rude boy named Harry with too many tattoos and piercings who shatters her plans. Oh no. I'm not reading that. That sounds awful, especially with the cover. He's not even wearing a shirt. And he's rude. That's just not okay. Hey, David, welcome, man. Gotta find, here it is. David's here. I'm still waiting on Max, Kyle, Paul, Yalda, Izzy, Ty, and Lenice. All right, here's my, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Hey, Paul, welcome, man. This is, oh, shoot, where's Paul? Sorry, I'm looking in for Paul. Aqueme, there you are. David's here. Lenice is here. Of course, Lenice is at church yesterday. Hopefully you guys make it to church too. Logs is here. Yeah, I got that. And Max is here. Hey, Max, welcome, man. So I'm just missing Kyle, Yalda, Izzy, and Ty. Anyways, this is the dumb video. I was asking you guys to post something that made you laugh this weekend, but this is just kind of stupid. It was just something on TSN. So if you guys follow TSN for like sports and stuff like that, I just thought it was pretty funny. It's this little kid. Anyways, I'll just shut up and hey, Yalda, welcome. You know, he's chucking the I don't know what you call those things, but it's like, okay, is it not gonna hit? Is it not gonna hit? And it's like, oh, this video is about it not hitting, and then boom. Anyways, makes me laugh. Benny's seen this. I seen this. Anyways, that's how life's gone right now. You just think it's not going to hit you, and then poof. Tough love. Okay, anyways. Just fixing up my attendance. Who did I miss here? Yalda came in. Awesome. Welcome. So just missing Izzy, Kyle, and Ty. So if those guys show up, that's fantastic. We are 5 minutes in here. Here's our game plan, guys. Is that we're gonna... Oh, hey, Izzy, welcome, man. Welcome. And yeah, a reminder, we don't have class tomorrow because as Zoe said, it was the literacy test, so you guys are just hanging out, reading a book at home, annoying your siblings or family or whatever it would be that you feel like doing. So get that done. That'll be a hoot. And speaking of hoots, I want to see how you guys did on some of that homework and stuff like that. So if you got a homework question, post one. But I think we're going to play, and speaking of hoots, we're going to play Kahoots. Anyways, we'll rock and roll there. Let's see if I can do this. What was I doing? I was going to take IZ in attendance here. So just missing Kyle and Ty. Those of you guys that are on your computers right now, you might as well open this sucker up. Hey, Jerry. Oh, Jerry sent me a video. I got to watch that video. Let's get this sucker opened up here. No green screen. Here we go. Log into the Kahoot. Those of you that didn't see, this is that book that those kids are telling me to watch. Those kids. Sorry, Cam. This looks over the top. By Imaginator 1D. Has 626 million people reading it. Hey guys, thanks for checking out after. This story was a passion project of mine, and I'm so excited to announce. Holy crap, they have a movie, and it's already out. Well, I'm just going to watch the movie, forget about the book. Anyways, hop on in. I should probably do more reading in my life. Where is... Oh, there it is. I need this tab up here so I can see y'all's talking to me. Logs, you gave me a sick intro? Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Bro, it's some fan fiction. Anyway, sorry. Here's the Kahoot. Let's see you guys getting logged. Oh, no. Where is the Kahoot? Where is the Kahoot? There it is. All right, the code is 9872940. Sorry about that. I was looking for it and could not find it. Got one person named Smiley Face logged on in there. Got 22 people in the chat. Let's see how we do. 9872940 is what I got. So if y'all could hop on in there, that would be swell. 5 people, actually 8 really if I'm looking at live. Just a second behind. Someone, you are allowed to join. Yeah, hop on in. Anybody is welcome. Any and all are welcome. I should green screen myself here, shouldn't I? Because I don't want to block your guys' view of stuff. Oops, sorry, wrong one. I can just delete myself too. If that's easier. If I'm in the way. Nice one, Hubert. All right, I got 16 people. Waiting on anyone. See who we waiting on. A couple people probably still joining in. It's a good way for me to check. This isn't a long one, guys. Okay, I was not born under a rock. I know what ligma is indicating, but I'm going to pretend that you don't because I don't want to kick any more people out of here. Ellis is stinky. Well, that's just rude. I did even shower today, too, just so we're clear. Although I will be honest with you, I wore the same t-shirt that's underneath. I wore it yesterday, but only for like half the day. Only for half the day. We got we got mom and dad in here. Who is copy my name? I don't know. Oh. Giant dad. There's like 4 dads in here. Daddy. Okay, there's like 5 dads and a mom. We ready to rock? We ready? Hopefully this goes okay. I have no idea. It might be a bit delayed, right? So we'll see how things go. Hope I give you guys enough time to answer the questions. It might be a gong show because of like the 10-second delay. So we'll see. I might have not given you guys enough time, but we'll see if it works. Answer quickly, okay? Answer quickly. Exponent rules. As soon as you see it, if you're not live, it's not going to work at all. Okay, you got 30 seconds, but that really means you have 20. Don't wait till the end. Don't wait till the end. Do you guys want me to turn the music down? Sorry about that. Oh, David says down, not so much. Okay, yeah, good job, guys. You guys like actually were able to follow that. So that's sweet. Let's see who's in the lead. Daddy Akweme is in the lead with 928. Love that. All right, again, you got 30 seconds. Should be able to simplify that. Sorry if the answers are kind of small, or hopefully it's not too blurry for you on there. But yeah, anyways, I got a couple x squared ishes on the bottom. Don't know if you guys remember the rules. Hey Ty, welcome, man. No, you're not. You're fine. I don't remember what the. Oh yeah, the game pin is in the bottom here. I don't know if you're looking. You should be able to join 9872940. You should be able to join in there. Remember, guys, I'll just show you quickly here. In terms of this one, right? In terms of what skill do we use, or what law? If we're dividing things with the same base, remember we subtract the exponents. This should be x to the 2 minus 4, which should be x to the negative 2, which I know is bad, right? To write x to the negative 2, but remember, we could also go 1 over x squared. Sorry that the video is frozen for you there, Huey. I apologize. Just gonna hit next here as I see the scores. Oh, that's cool. Stront hoofed. I'm just gonna update the attendance for you there, Ty. Ty, where are you at, buddy? Sweet. Ty is here. And did I see Kyle? I'm pretty sure I saw Kyle earlier, right? Maybe not. No, I don't think I did. All right, Kyle, if you show up, buddy, let me know. Oh, Kyle just showed up. My bad. You're probably here the whole time. I'll change that right now. I just marked you absent, but I fixed that. All right. Good job, guys. This one, just in terms of what this looks like, right? We are multiplying these numbers because it's not two separate bases. It's a base, so it's a power of a power. And when they're outside that bracket like that, you multiply them. So good job. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you guys the thing. Okay, this one's a bit weird. Remember, I talked about how you have to put it through to every term inside. It's not just like you have 5 B's. Okay, I probably gave too much away there. Kyle, bad Kyle. Telling us the answers. Nice. You guys killed that. Although I kind of gave the answer away a little bit. I love that you guys are actually like trying this. All right, so just a single dot is followed by mom. This is working better than I thought it would be. This is kind of funny. You guys are killing this. Okay, this one's a bit weird, right? Remember I talked about how if you have an even exponent, and this negative t, right, it would go through to the t and the negative 1. So it's an even exponent on a negative. So that part might be positive. I'm whispering that so I don't give away too much. Can you guys still hear the music or not? Ooh, mixed reviews on that one. So let's see. A lot of us put just positive t to the negative 8. So I'll show you why this one's like that. So see here, if I just had, without this negative right here, right? If I didn't have this, it'd be negative t to the 8. So it'd be negative t times negative t. Basically, it'd be t to the 8, and that negative sign to the exponent, that's like a negative 1, right? So negative 1 to an even number, that would be positive, right? So this whole thing, if you just forget about this negative for a sec, if you forget that, this would be t to the 8. So that makes it negative t to the 8. Anyways. All right, Daddy Equipment's coming back up. So we got 3 times 2x squared. So remember the rules we talked about. You want to put that squared through to each term, not just the x, but also to the 2. Kyle, bad Kyle. It's not even that one. It's not. It's not green. Wait. He's fixing himself. There we go. Jerry's thinking it's red. Maybe, Jerry. Maybe. Couple people still trying this one through, so I'll just explain as we get to this buzzer here. I think I might have lost a couple people. That's probably why it's doing the full timer. Sorry about that. Yowza. Oh, is that right? 12x squared? Oh, it is 12. Yep. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking weird. So x squared, right? There'll be an x squared. And then you have the 2 squared as well. So 2 squared would be 4. So 2 squared is 4. So 4 times 3 would be 12. So it'd be 12. 3 times that 2 squared is 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. And then x squared. Supposedly this game is garbage and rigged, so I apologize for existing. We have smiley faces coming up. Dang it. I didn't catch that one in the start. You guys are idiots. Simplified, this is 3 to the 5 times 3 to the 7. Three to the 5. There's not an x there. Sorry. That's just 3 to the 5 times 3 to the 7. So think about what you do with those exponents. They're separate bases. Nice. Yeah, so everyone got that right. We knew that we had to add those, right? Where I think a lot of people get confused. So that's good of you guys to know when you have to add those. When multiplying bases are the same, write the base once, and then what are you doing? So what happens here? What are you doing with these exponents? Are you adding them, subtracting them? Sorry, it's a bit of a confusing sentence, but I think now you understand. I'm looking for what are you doing with those exponents? No, Hugh, that wasn't Kahoot. That was me. And now I know that you did that. So, smart. Oh, man. All right. Perfect. We're on 9. So when dividing the exponents, what do you do? We would do what? I'm going to skip that because I think you guys had enough time and there's people that we're waiting on. Nice. I don't know what yanning the answers mean. So what are we doing with these two exponents, right? So when you do like power of a power, I think you guys are doing pretty good with this. You know that you have to What are we doing? Are we adding them, subtracting them? Yeah, looks like you guys got that. We're multiplying them, right? Perfect. Good job, Kyle. And everyone else. All right, the little single dot. Power of a product, so it's going to show us in a second here, right? What's that going to look like? What is the final result? When you've got a couple things inside, when they're multiplied, is that n going to go to just one? Is it going to go to both of them? What's it going to look like? Awesome, good job, guys. So then I think there's just one more. Oh, sorry. 12, 13, 14. There'd be three more. So power of a quotient. So when you've got something like this, what's that going to look like, right? Does that n just go to the thing on top, or does it go to both? It's kind of what you're looking at. Wouldn't make sense to just go to the bottom. Or like, why would it be nothing at all? That's kind of funny. Also, I don't understand what's the difference between blue and green. I think they're the exact same, just one has more spaces. That doesn't make any sense. I promise you they're not blue or green. Nice. You guys are killing that. Yeah, it goes to both, right? It goes to both on the top and on the bottom. Good job. All right, second last one. And we'll move on. So what happens when you get a zero exponent, right? I think you guys know this. A to the zero is... I think some of you are going to panic and write zero here and get this wrong. 22 answers. I think that's all I need. Oh, yep. Bunch of you panicked and did do it. For sure. Yeah. So remember, anything to the zero is 1, not 0. Negative exponent. Ba-bing. What's that going to be the same as? Think of, remember that word reciprocal we talked about. We talked about reciprocal when you flip something. Bump, bump, bump. Nice. Yay, you guys killed that. So remember, it doesn't become a negative. Like I see that some people wrote -1 over a or whatever. But basically that negative is just in the exponent. So how do I make that not a negative? Well, you take the thing that it's to the exponent of, so this case is just a, and you do the reciprocal of a. Basically, a is a over 1. So what do? I make that 1 over a. I flip it upside down. And then you're going to get to the exponent -m. So that's kind of where that looks like and what that would work out to. Perfect. Dunskies. Exponent rules review. Podium. Blast is in third. Second, we got old smiley face. And number 1 is just going to show a dot. That's kind of silly. Anyways, good job. Awesome. Kind of silly, but whatever. I'm happy that worked out, doing a stupid Kahoot. You guys can have a prize, but you have to get yourself the prize because that would be bad distancing practices. All right, homies. Oh, my elbow hurts. Kind of a weird one. We're gonna ski-daddle because it's already 10:40 and I don't want to take up too much of your time here. We'll rock and roll. Give you some heads up. So maybe, can you guys let me know if you've got 4.4? Maybe give me a little, give me a newt or something like that. If you've got 4.4 or something like that. Yeah, a few people got it. Awesome. My newt didn't make the noise that time, did it? At least I'm not hearing it. Are you guys hearing Newt Newt? Dang. Oh, you are. Oh, okay. Anyways. Do my cat bounces still work? Oh, good. They do. That was the most important thing. Oh, they're not hearing it. Wait, crap. I asked 2 questions. Now I don't remember if you guys don't have the note or if you don't hear the Newt Newt. Now I'm not sure which one you're responding to. Crap. Send me a Teams message just so I can differentiate. If you don't have this note, send me a Teams message, but it's probably just a syncing error, and there's really not much I can do. So I say, send me a Teams message just so I can see like I care. We see the new... Oh, okay. Thanks, Zoe. Awesome. Awesome. Let's rock and roll then. We have the notes, but can't hear the pingo. All right. Oh yeah, Cam said I didn't note. Oh, Batten, good use of emojis. Beatbox for you guys on Thursday, and I promised a beatbox, so I'll butcher this right now. But I did promise a beatbox, and my throat's a little dry, so there's excuse number 1. But anyways, I should probably just shut up because I'm embarrassing myself, and there's way too much lead up right now. But here we go. Okay, that was awful. I just give up on everything. I did better to my grade 9 class. Don't clip this. I almost need a redo. Let me do a redo at the end of class. I'm embarrassed for myself right now. I'll do a redo at the end of class. Yeah. Just don't even. Yeah, facepalm. That was a sick beat. You're not as good as Thanos. No, shame. Paul says shameful. Yeah, I'm gonna go cry in the corner now. But anyways, let's continue with the note. Because I can do math. I can't beatbox, but I can do math. So, basically today, I'm going to ask you, that sounds like a chicken getting harassed. Dang. The chirps are good today. Love that. So anyways. Oh, boy. We're gonna move on. We're gonna do some of these simplifying some bigger expressions here. Here's a couple rules. Basically, you're gonna do the numerator and denominator separately as best you can first. And these aren't like set in stone rules. Basically, you can just think like, okay, I just gotta follow my laws of exponents to simplify. But for me personally, I think the better that you follow these rules, the less likely you're going to make a mistake. So just deal with the top and bottom separate first. And then basically second, you are going to take, so by simplify, I mean, if there's a few X's on top, which I think some of these will probably have, see this one here has a couple X's on top. You're going to want to put those together. And then, so that way there's only one sort of X on the top, one X on the bottom, and then, do your subtractions, whatever it would be, from there, now that there's only one X on top and bottom. So do everything that's beside each other in the numerator first, get rid of all those nasty exponents, make it so it's just some exponents, and then simplify from there. And in the final end, you can see, and I'll just highlight this for you guys, it says basically express each variable with a positive exponent, and so that's what, I can't remember who was saying that last time. Oops, that's supposed to be a highlighter. Who's helped me with that? I feel like it was Zoe maybe, or at least one of those guys. Anyways, but keeping something as a positive exponent in the end is super important, right? We want to end our answers with positive exponents. It's just like a common math rule. It's just something we know we have to do. So here we go. We talked about this rule yesterday. And remember, I'm going to do the example, and then I'll give you guys some time to copy it and ask questions. Ty's already given us the answer there. He was probably doing it as I was embarrassing myself beatboxing. So big thing is, remember that, and this was part of the rules. I'm just going to write on the side here. If you have like a times b to the exponent n, that n is allowed to go into each term, right? It'd be a to the n times b to the n. And basically that's because like you'd have a times b, and then times a times b, like n times, like however many of those, if it's squared, it'd be 2 of them, right? So it'd be a times a is a squared, and that's why it goes in. But if you had something like this, like a plus b to the n, it doesn't work like that, right? That one is a little bit different. That's the one where if you have a plus in the middle, it's a little bit different. Like a plus b to the 2 is actually like a plus b times a plus b, which is very different than a squared plus b squared, right? This would be like a squared plus ab plus ab plus, anyways, it's more complicated, so it's different. You can't do that. This is the one that works. I'll just write that as cannot equal or does not equal a to the n plus b to the n. Anyways, I just write that down. So here, because these are all multiplications, you can put that exponent 3 into every single term. And remember, because it's an exponent of an exponent, we're going to multiply it by all of these. And technically, that is just a 2 to the 1 there, right? 2 to the 1. Now, I will say, before I get too far into this, I had a really good class on Friday, because we didn't have class with you guys on Friday, but I had sorry, that's not why it was really good. I like you guys. I miss you guys. But I had a really good class with my grade 9s because those people that had questions, I met with them one-on-one on Teams. And so if you feel like you're a little bit like isolated, you can't come see me for help, not true. I met with 2 students in grade 9, and it's kind of awkward. So I called them like one-on-one on Teams because I just wanted to be able to help that single person. And I did talk with those 2 students. They had their mic unmuted. But like if you didn't have, if you don't want to talk to me and you just want to see me help you with a question one-on-one, you can keep your mic muted. And what I do is I open up your OneNote and I share my screen with you so you can see me working in your OneNote like live, and I'm talking to you and trying to help you. Now, I was talking with those students back and forth with their mic unmuted. They weren't sharing me their camera or anything like that. You don't have to do that, obviously. It's weird, but you can just show me that. Anyways, I thought it was pretty helpful. Well, they thought it was pretty helpful. It's better that they thought it was helpful. So if that's something that you need, I've already had some person ask me for help at the end of class or after school today. So yeah, if you need some extra help, don't feel like I'm not here for you or you're isolated and it's just this video. I will one-on-one Teams call you and we'll work through a problem in your OneNote together. Can this troubled child focus on the lesson great Mr. Ellis is teaching? Can you not say the answers while these troubled... Anyways, let's rock and roll. So we're going to multiply these exponents, right? So I'm just going to keep this 2 going through these ones as well. So we should get, right, 2 to the exponent 1 times 3 will be 2 to the exponent 3. Negative 3 here times 3, right? That'll be negative 9. So x to the negative... Ooh. My dad's over. He dropped something downstairs. Hope he's good. I think he's good. And then y to the 2 times 3 is y to the 6. Scrolling up, and now we put this through, so x to the 3 squared, so it would be 3 times 2 is x to the 6, and then we'd have y to the negative 4 times 2, that would be y to the negative 8. Okay, so we've put that through, we've got rid of the exponents. You guys might be writing or whatever. I am going to give you a minute. I'm just going to simplify this and finish up, and then you can ask questions. So just stick with me here. We've basically dealt with the top as much as we can, right? Technically, we could write 2 cubed. 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times, right? That's why I have my hand up for 3, is 8. So that 2 cubed is really just 8. But there's nothing else we can really do here. So I would just go ahead and deal with my subtraction. So I'm going to write 8. And then it'll be negative 9 minus 6. So negative 9 minus 6 is x to the minus 15. And then we're going to have, sorry, I'm just going to erase that. We don't need the fraction because we're doing our subtraction. We're basically doing the fraction, right? We're not going to leave anything on the bottom just yet. And then here we're going to have y to the 6 minus negative 8. Remember, so 6 minus negative 8 would really be 6 plus 8, right? 6 plus 8. And so we're going to get 8 to the 6 plus 8 is y to the 14, I believe. Sorry, that's a little bit messy in there. I should switch the thickness of this pen. It's too thick. Y to the 6 minus negative 8. So y to the 14. And then that x, the reason I didn't write it there is because see how it's negative? So that's the same thing as 1 over x to the 15, right? 1 over x to the 15. Or you can just send it down to the bottom of the fraction. Now, those of you that are confused by that, let's write 1 over x to the positive 15. Now, I can write that as 1 over, so this would be 8, I'm probably doing this more confusing than it needs to be, times 1 over x to the 15, right? That to the exponent 15 can go through, times y to the 14. And then, you can just put these, this is really 8 times 1 times that y to the 14. So those y to the 14s and that 1s will just stay on top. So y to the 14. Sorry, that probably is not my best way of explaining that. Basically, another way of thinking about that, if we just go back to this stage right here, I'm just going to write or. Think, sorry, actually up here even. 8x to the negative 15, y to the 14. Negative exponent, just think, I used to call this the elevator rule. Basically means you send the number down. So when I think, okay, 8y to the 14, to make that exponent positive, you just send it to the bottom of the fraction, x to the 15. You just send it down, and then it'll be positive. So I'm going to leave that up there for a second. I don't love how I explained that question, so if you guys have, maybe I did good, I don't know. If you have questions, hit me up in chat or send me a Teams message, and I'll explain another step again. But I'm going to give you guys a minute to copy that down now. So just zoom out there. Hopefully you guys can see. It might be too zoomed out. You let me know if you can't read that. And give me a newt or a thumbs up or whatever it is in the chat if you are ready to move on. Just going to grab a banana. All right, Benny. So the x goes under the whole equation because it was negative before. And so, like, if you just had, it being negative here, that, remember, we do the reciprocal, so we write it as 1 over, right? 1 over x. And multiplying something by 1 over x is the same thing as dividing by x to the 15. So if I did 8 times 1 over x to the 15, that would be 8 over x to the 15. And then if we do 8 over x to the 15 times this, anything that's multiplied would go in the numerator, right? And that's just kind of how that would work out. I feel like I could do a better step than that. Like if I had this again, if I had like your 8 and then times 1 over x to the 15 and then y to the 14, this would be like these first two things times each other, right? Because if you think fractions, it's 8 over 1. So 8 over x to the 15 times y to the 14. And then again, if I was to multiply this as fractions, it'd be something like that. So 8 times y to the 14 over x to the 15. 8 times y to the 14 over x to the 15. Now I've now wrote those steps like 10 different ways. I think probably most of us are good with those first few steps. It's just the ending step that you probably don't like. Good way to think about this is how I did it here. I call this the elevator rule because basically it's like, I know you don't get a ticket to ride an elevator, but if you think about this whole thing here as like over 1, I can send this down the elevator to the bottom by just changing its exponent to be positive. That's all I did there. Does that make sense? Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you get that, or if you have any other? I don't have any Teams message privately, and I don't know if I did a good job explaining bends. I had someone tell me in Teams, yeah, I'm just going to erase all these. Someone just messaged me in Teams. They're like, why the heck are you showing all these other confusing ways if the elevator is the one that makes the most sense? Okay, it's so true. So basically, I was just trying to follow our exponent laws that we're using. So that's my bad. So I'm just going to write it like this. X to the negative 15, y to the 6 minus negative 8 to be positive 14. And just think of it like elevator rule. Whoa, sorry. Just going to write elevator rule. It's just the same as before. It's just like negative exponent. Send it down. It's kind of like actually Liam had a funny comment in there. He's like, basically if it's negative, it gets demoted. It gets sent to the bottom. So basically this whole thing is like over 1 technically, right? So basically you just write 8 y to the 14 and then that negative 15, it just gets demoted. It gets sent down and becomes positive. Or it's like it rides the elevator on its way down. This guy gets sent down here and its ticket to ride the elevator is like, okay, you got to change your sign, man. And like that. Same thing, the elevator rule works if we had a negative exponent on the bottom, somehow, if we had that, you could send it to the top and its exponent would be positive. It's the same thing as that reciprocal bit, but let's do a couple more examples. I think that'll hopefully clear things up for people. I don't see too many thumbs ups right now, but I'm hoping you guys can pause if you struggle with that. Copy that down and then catch back up. So pause now if you're not done. Okay, this one. All right, Kyle gave me a thumbs up too. Again, we want to simplify the numerator and denominator. So I'm going to put that -1 through to both, right? I'm going to make that a little smaller too. That -1 is going to go through to both of those. So this is going to be bracket. So you're going to get 10 to the -1, right? Because there's a 1 there. So 1 times -1 is -1. X to the -1, y cubed. And you're going to get 15 x cubed y cubed. No simplifying down there, right? There's no like brackets. There's no multiple x's that we could put together. So far, so good. So now at this stage, we could do a few things. Basically, I see here that I've got a y cubed on the top and bottom. And if you think about that, like really that's going to be like y cubed over y cubed. It's just 1. You can like cancel those out. And this kind of helps us with that y, anything to the exponent 0. If you think about that, right, that's y to the 3 minus 3, which is y to the 0. And remember, anything to the exponent is 0 is just 1. So that kind of explains that whole rule, right? Because I know this is 1. So if anything we have the same base and the same exponents like this, 3 minus 3, 0, and that helps us explain that whole logic there. So you can do this a couple different ways. This one is just going to cancel out. I think that's pretty clear because you'd have y to the 0 or just totally canceled. Sorry, I should show that 1 there a little better. It was hiding on me. And then, sorry, I feel a little nauseous. From here, then you can kind of get this sucker moving. So I'm going to do my subtractions. So I'm going to get 10 to the -1, and then x to the -1 minus 3. And I'm going to leave that 15 for a second there. I'm going to show you guys what to deal with that in a second. So that's going to be 10 to the -1 and x to the -4 over 15. Now this is where the elevator rule comes in handy. Because I see that 10 and 15, like they're not the same base, right? I can't write them as the same base even. It's not like I can do like 2 to the exponent something or 3. Like 10 and 15 are not multiples of each other in any sense, other than, typical like exponent. I mean, exponent multiples aren't going to work. And so basically what we're going to do then is we're going to send both of these down on the elevator rule, because I can't do 10 to the negative 1 divided. I could do 10 to the negative 1 on my calculator divided by 15, but it just doesn't really make sense in our brain. So we can actually do this with exponent laws without all of this other garbage. So I'm going to elevator these guys down here so they become positive exponents. And so basically that means everything's going to be on the bottom, right? I'm going to have 10 to the now positive 1 times 15, which was already positive, and x to the positive 4 now. And now it's not like there's nothing on the top. Technically, right, out front of all of this stuff, there's a 1 times that other garbage, right? And then here there's like a 1 times that other garbage. Like technically there's a 1 there. It wouldn't be 0. Sorry, I've killed all this stuff. I'm just going to delete that because it looks a little ugly. But technically there is like a 1 out front there. So it's not like there's nothing. It's just like there's still a 1 on top. If it was 0, it would just kill everything. It would be everything's gone. So now at this stage, we're pretty well done, right? We're going to have that 1 on top still. You're going to keep your x to the positive 4. There's no more x's to deal with. And then that 10 times 15 now can actually be accomplished, right? That would just be 150 because they're just numbers. It's just 10 to the 1 is 10, so 10 times 15. So I'm going to leave that there. That's 150x to the 4. I'm going to give you guys a minute to copy that down. Shoot me a message on Teams or Edsby. Not Edsby, I won't get that. But Teams, if you have any questions about that. And maybe let me know, am I going too fast today, guys? I had a comment I was going too fast. There is a lot happening here at once, so it can be hard to grasp. If you didn't fully lock into those exponent laws before, this might seem really fast. But if you did lock into those exponent laws, this might seem really slow. So it's probably this weird balance. Why does 15 mix with the x instead of the 10? It doesn't matter what order I put them in. Sorry, I guess I should write this is 10 times 15. It's not mixing, right? Technically, it's just times x to the 4. It's not like I didn't write a little dot there. But yeah, it's just like that. They're just all multiplied separately. I also just had a question that said, where did the 1 from the y's go? So remember these y's? They canceled out and they were equal to 1. Well, that's technically that 1 that's on top right now still, right? Like technically, if you guys want, I could write 10 to the negative 1 times x to the negative 1 minus negative 3 times y to the 0, right? I could add that step in, and then out here it'd be, oh, that's just 1. And then when we think about bringing those things down, you guys still see the 1 there, but there's always a 1 on top anyways. Basically, when there's something that's a 1, you just don't need to write it, right? That's where that 1 went and disappeared too. So that was a good question. A couple good questions here. Wow, my arm is like super pixelated right now. Love that. So not too many questions. I think I've probably lost a couple people because we've spent a lot of days on exponent laws. And by lost people, I like literally mean like you're probably watching like something different. Be kind to your parents' internet or your homestay's internet. Probably. The nerve, probably. Sorry, I'm less exciting today and I ruined my beatbox and I'm just a little nauseous and weird today. I'm always weird, but I just mean I'm a little nauseous. Probably didn't get my coffee till late. I went into this school because I thought I was in supervising the dorm, and then they just told me at, like, I guess it was midnight that I didn't get it, that I didn't have to go in the dorm. So I drove in there this morning. I did period 1 in the dorm, and then I drove back home. Okay. So we know we did our on Thursday. Thanks, Zoe. I was, I didn't get my coffee this morning. I was a little late getting up too. Sorry. Anyways, I got home and I finally made a coffee. I just had it a little bit later than I normally would. I was running off to the dorm and then got there and it's like, I didn't make a coffee. So I was actually pretty happy that I didn't have to stay there long term. But anyways, it was kind of fun to see those 7 guys that are in there. Huey. Who else is in there? Jerry's in there too. Sorry, Jerry was going to hang out with you guys today too. But anyways, didn't happen. Oh, Max is in here too, isn't he? There's a lot of you guys in the dorm in here. Okay, I'm going to shut up. Let's keep motoring. Let's figure out what's going to happen here. So we remember a few things. I'm going to dumb these rules down because this is quite difficult. This one here. What I'm going to do, and there's a lot of different ways you can do this. If you did this differently than me, you probably still got the same answer. I'm going to leave this as this 2/3 outside for just a second because I want everything to be a little bit simpler. So I'm just going to deal with the top and bottom first, okay? I'm going to leave that 2/3 outside. It's just going to stay here. I'm going to deal with this top and bottom first. So this square root basically is like, do you remember how I said like the square root? And technically this square root is covering the 64 and the 8 to the 12, right? And if you remember, if we had the square root of something, that was the same thing as that thing to the exponent a half, and we would like put that exponent through to however many terms are in there, that sort of thing as well. And so it was also just like the same thing as taking the square root of everything that was inside. So we could take the square root of 64, the square root of 8 to the 12, whatever. But I'm just going to write that as, just to take another step, just slow things down a little, 64, 8 to the 12, and that a half is going outside. So it was the square root of 64, 8 to the 12. Maybe I'll just highlight that. But now it's a half 64, 8 to the 12. So all I did was just take that thing there, and because we knew that square root is the same as to the exponent a half, I just put it underneath this little a half instead. And then we can take that exponent a half and multiply it, right? That way you know, like, okay, this part is 1/2 times 12, which would be 8 to the 6. And then 64 to the exponent a half, which we'll do as well, because that exponent's going to need to go through both of these. That's really just the square root of 64. So we know that's 8, but that's okay. You could also type in 64 to the exponent a half in your calculator. Anyways, you guys are awesome. It's cool seeing messages. It makes me miss you guys even more. I miss you guys a lot. Been a couple weeks now, right, since I've seen a lot of you in person. But anyways, getting messages about the coffee and messing around and getting demoted and anyways, stuff like that. It's makes me miss you guys a lot. Anyways, let's do this next one. We would know that this little -6 would go through here, right? It's multiplying, so -6 times 1.5. That's going to be -9. I just did that in my head, but you could type that in a calculator. It's like 1.5 sixes, right? So 1 6 is 6, and then another half 6 would be 3. So 1.5 of 6s is 9. So -9. So a to the, oh, that's red, sorry. A to the -9. And let's do this step in here first. We're going to do that 2/3 in a minute. I promise we'll get to that. But I'm just going to write equals, and it'll be our brackets 2/3. Liam, how did I get demoted? And so we'll put this little thing through, right? So we're going to have a to the -9. And then we're going to do 64 to the exponent half is the same thing as square root 64, which we know is 8. And then 12 times a half, which is what's happening here, is going to be a to the 6. So the reason that I waited is now actually that little 2/3 is going to be a lot easier to deal with when I deal with these a's first, right? If I do this first, then I only have to put that 2/3 into the 1/8 term. Technically, I could take that 2/3, put it in here, and that 8, and the thing on the bottom. But if we deal with those a's first, that'd be pretty nice. And I'm going to pause this and show you everything so you can copy in a second. So sorry that this is longer. But if we do 8, and then it'll be a to the 6 minus -9. We know 6 minus -9 is 6 plus 9. So we 8a to the 15. And technically it's over 1, but we don't need that anymore. It's gonzo because we've dealt with that. And then we have the 2/3. And then all you got to do is you just got to make sure you bring that 2/3 into both of those exponents. So this is 8 to the 2/3, and then, 15. A to the 15. Man, I'm a goof. A to the 15 times 2/3. What is 15 times 2/3? Wow, what the crap is that? 15 times 2 is 30. Divided by 3 is a to the 10. That's nice. And then 8 to the 2/3. Okay. Well, the cubed root of 8, because remember I can do this as 8 to the 1/3 squared. 8 to the 1/3. Cubed root of 8 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So that whole thing is 4. Again, just type 8 to the 2 over 3 in your calculator, and that's fine as well. So I'm going to zoom out. Sorry, that took too long. I'm sorry that took too long. Sorry. And I'm going to let you copy that down. Sorry, that is an a to the 10. Hit me up in Teams or in our YouTube channel if you guys have questions about that one. That last example, I'm not going to stress with that one so much. And the same thing with example 4 because it's kind of dumb. You just put in numbers. It's just evaluating. So there's nothing actually really new with that. I'll probably, based on our time, give time to help you guys one-on-one with those things. And I'm going to cut out some of those homework questions. I have the textbook here. So hit me up if you've got a question with that one. I'm giving you guys some time to copy that down. Yeah, please ask away. I haven't done a great job, I feel, at explaining things so far, but I think I'm doing okay. So if you do have any other questions. Really, there's no wrong way of doing these. You can do them different than me, different order. You just have to make sure you're not breaking any rules, right? Making up any rules on your own. Like that whole plus thing, like a plus b to the n, and you put the n through, that just wouldn't work. Don't see any questions just yet. I think you guys are probably copying. Does that make any sense to you goons? One thing I don't love about Teams is the fact that it doesn't give me a notification when I have like our big team there. Yeah, like I had notifications on Friday. 2 people saying, "What's going on today? What's happening?" And Yalda, I actually don't think that, for example, 3 and 4, that they're really worth your time doing. Maybe basically it's just saying like, put in these things, put in the numbers. And it's way easier to do that after you simplify it. So you'd simplify this thing, get it all sorted, right? And then I just don't think it's worth your time to do these ones. It's not. It's just putting in numbers. It's the same thing we've been doing, just then you put in numbers afterwards. So I don't think it's worth it because our examples, like I have designed these notes to be done a little faster because we're in person together. We can get more done. But with 20 minutes left, I know there's a lot of people that wanted my help individually. So let me just cut out a few questions, guys. I'm just going to scroll down. So give me 1 second on this, page 235. So I'm not supposed to be giving you guys homework, but I do want to have you guys have like 20 minutes where you can be doing some things. What did I say before? I said number 1 Honestly, cut out number 1 because it's too easy for you guys. You guys have done that. You guys have already showed me that you can do those easy basic exponent laws. 2AD. Yeah, those are good. 2A and D is good. And then it says 4 to 9. We don't need that much. I feel like that's a little excessive. Let's just do... let's just do 5, 6, and 9. 5, 6, and 9. So 2AD, sure. And then, oops, sorry. And really, guys, I don't want you to have homework. So if you're like not, so we have 20 minutes right now. If you don't have a whole lot of time, or if you're going a little bit slower and you just want to challenge yourself, don't bother doing the early ones because it's like homework is for your benefit. But just do this one here. Just do number 9. This is kind of like I was going to write challenge, but then none of you will do it. It's the hardest and probably I don't want to say best practice because the other ones are important too. They get you warmed up, you know what I mean, for the harder stuff. But number 9 is definitely the hardest. So I would recommend doing that one. Do you guys have any comments or questions for me before you get started? If not, I'll wait around a little bit here to see if there is anything because I know there is a slight delay. But I will end the stream, and you guys are free to go. And you can hit me up in Teams, and I'll help you one-on-one. And we'll rock and roll from there. Coolio? My responses have significantly gone down after saying I missed you guys. Now you're making me really miss you because none of you little jerks are saying anything. Zoe's good. Awesome. Thanks, Zoe. Thanks, Ben. Just H. That's all you can bother to comment. H. I'm going to go because I just had somebody ask me for help. But anyways, miss you guys a lot. Party on. Keep it real. Peace out. Have a great day, guys. Keep it real. Praying for you. Are you sure you want to end the stream? No.